Good morning. My name is Chris Tebow, and I am the principal of Somersworth High School. I want to begin by welcoming you all to the Somersworth High School and Career Technical Center's Class of 2020 graduation event. While this year's graduation ceremony will certainly look a bit different, I'm incredibly thankful to be here with you today in the shared purpose of giving the Class of 2020 an exciting, unique, and memorable graduation. To begin, I would ask everyone to please rise for the playing of our national anthem, previously recorded by the SHS Choir.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Ms. McTagg, and our choir for putting that together. I would like to begin by saying thank you to all of you who have worked so hard to make this day possible. From school personnel and district administration to students, families, school board members, and community organizations, none of this would have been possible without your help and support. And I want to say a special thank you to the class of 2020, who over the last few months has responded to these challenging circumstances with a determination and a perseverance fitting of a hilltopper. Adversity comes in many forms. And while all of you individually have met adversity many times on your path to this day, all of you collectively have experienced a special type of adversity these last few months. Because while this situation has impacted all of us, it has undoubtedly been felt most acutely by the class of 2020. And while it is perhaps tempting to view this situation from a perspective of what has been lost, many of you over the past few months have chosen to meet this challenge head on and from a perspective of what has been gained and what has been learned. In fact, we have learned a lot from you, the class of 2020. And on this day, your graduation day, it is important to reflect back further than a few months, to remember how you got here, to be grateful to those who helped, and to keep in mind that this is a day for celebration. And we do need to celebrate. We need to celebrate the lessons you learned, the connections you made, and all of the little achievements along the way. We need to celebrate your friendships, your families, your teachers, and this community. We need to celebrate the fact that we are here, physically distant, but together in spirit and in common purpose. And we need to celebrate you, the class of 2020, for all that you have accomplished and for all of the exciting possibilities that lie ahead. In closing, it is not the adversities that we face which define us, but our response to them. And in that response, the class of 2020 has cemented their legacy at Somersworth High School. To the graduates, thank you so much for everything that you have given to this school district and for all of the lessons that you are leaving behind. I will now introduce the Honorable Mayor Dana Hilliard for his opening remarks.
Good morning. Class of 2020. There is only one you. At this very moment, we gather here to celebrate you in every aspect of your existence. All of your assets, your deficits, your joys, your sorrows, all of the things that make others happy, that drive others mad. They are yours, yours alone. Yours to claim, yours to own. Of the 7.8 billion souls on this planet, there is no duplication, no carbon copy, no other stored to exchange. No other person will ever fit your shoes, see the way you see, hear the way you hear, leave the same footprint, the same mark. No other person will feel the way you feel, understand the way you understand, love the way you love. Out of commitment and love, your parents brought you into this world with the hope that you would carry forth on the journey where theirs would someday end. At this moment, we gather here with hope as the torch of advancement is passed, that you will carry forward with the same compassion and commitment to build the society we announced to the world we would deliver upon 244 years ago. Carry forward and ensure that all will be treated equal, that all will be guaranteed liberty and justice, that all will be cherished and all will be protected. That you will reaffirm to the commitment to the institute of the ideals of the creed, which identify each and every one of us as Americans, as compassionate, spiritual humans. That you will set forth continuing to build a community, a nation, a world, which celebrates all colors of the rainbow. That you will embrace that Black lives matter, that Asian lives matter, that gay lives matter, that immigrant lives matter, that all lives matter. That you will acknowledge each one of us were created in the image of God and are to be accepted, honored, and celebrated for the sacred temple we represent, the temple of life. For the 12 plus years of your public educational journey, we have been guiding you towards this moment. The moment when our community could rejoice and celebrate upon its investment. Yes, you are the stock of our community. And over the K through 12 journey, we have heavily invested in you. Now, in the spirit of investment, we seek our return, our dividend. Yes, although today is all about you, it is also about us. Yes, you will receive your diploma. Yes, you will receive your cake, your party. This is your moment. But you will now have to pay upon the investment of you. Pay upon the investment of being kind, saying I love you, opening the door for others, and helping without seeking praise. Pay upon the investment by bringing our creed to life. When one group of our society is left outside of the banquet hall of freedom and liberty, it is a matter of time until we all go hungry. Pay upon the investment by speaking up for those who are silenced, helping those who, for whatever reason, may not be able to help themselves, and remembering that each person is as unique as yourself. That they, like you, feel love, pain, joy, and sorrow. That while there may only be one you, there is only one of them. Only one you. As your former guide and principal through your middle journey, each of you grew to discover my love of children's literature. From time to time during our community days, as you sat upon the gym floor, I would bestow the morals and wisdoms of the messages embedded within the colorful pages. Pages which transported us to make-believe places or unknown worlds. As we grow closer to the minute when we will stop upon the trail and watch you continue your journey, middle school 8th grade class of 2016, In Somersworth High School class of 2020, my gift to you as mayor and as your former middle school principal is a children's book entitled Only One You by Linda Cranes. Only One You. As you know, as a middle school principal, I have never mastered holding the pages and reading the book at the same time. So I encourage you all to purchase the book at Target or any other literature place. And in this time, I will read you my gift to you. Only One You. It's time, Papa said. I think it is, Mama agreed. Time for what? Audrey asked. Papa's voice softened to share some wisdom. Always be on the lookout for a new friend. Look for beauty wherever you are and keep the memory of it with you. Blend in when you need to. Stand out when you have the chance. Find your own way. You don't have to follow the crowd. Know when to speak. Know when to listen. No matter how you look at it, there is so much to discover. If you make a wrong turn, circle back. If something gets in your way, move around it. Set aside some quiet time to relax and reflect every day. Appreciate art. It's all around you. Make wishes on the stars in the nighttime sky. Thank you for listening, Mama said. We hope you will remember. Papa winked and whispered. He knows this is a lot for you to think about. Audrey did a backward somersault and smiled. He's excited to get out into the world with what he had just learned. Wait for me, he shouted to his friends. Before he swam away, he turned back to his parents and said, I will remember. Mama kissed Audrey on the top of his head. There's only one of you in this great big world, she said. Make it a better place. Class of 2020, remember there is only one of you, and within you is the hope of humanity. Carry forth and build upon the blocks laid by the generations before you, the blocks of compassion, of dignity, of civility, understanding, and empathy. Continue to honor, celebrate, love, and embrace your uniqueness and the uniqueness of others. Congratulations on your accomplishments. Best wishes as you continue with your journey in the journey of constructing the community, nation, and world we all strive to be part of. Know that Somersworth will always be your home and your support base. May you discover the joys of life and acknowledge the sorrow as part of the trail. May happiness, love, and spirits of your ancestors guide you towards safety to discovering success in all of your hopes and dreams. And may your blood forever run Hilltopper blue. Thank you, and God bless all of you.
Thank you, Mayor Hilliard. I will now introduce Dr. Robert Godomsky, Superintendent of Schools.
Good morning. I would like to welcome everyone to this truly historic event. There has never been a graduation like this at Somersworth High School. I would like to start by congratulating not only the graduating seniors for all of their hard work, but also congratulations to the parents, the guardians, the family members, and friends for their ongoing support along the way. Somersworth High School has had many graduating classes, but the class of 2020 is unique. This class of students has demonstrated what Hilltopper pride is all about. Throughout your 4 years at Somersworth High School, you have excelled in the classroom, on the athletic fields, through wonderful displays of the arts, and with caring displays of support. Now you have finished your high school career, taking on the challenge of remote learning. Our world is certainly an ever-changing place. You have shown everyone that you have the special skills to be successful. These skills include being flexible, putting forth great effort, being self-directed while still collaborating, and demonstrating great empathy for others. Although we have learned a great deal about remote learning and social distancing over the last few months, I hope that when you look back at your high school career, you'll remember the friendships that you have established along the way and the excitement of working together in co-curricular activities and the sense of accomplishment during in-class lessons. As you move forward outside of the walls of Somersworth High School, we know that you will be outstanding representatives and also pillars of our society. Your teachers, family members, and friends are very proud of the young adults that you've become. I cannot wait to see your successes in college, the military, the workforce, and any other path you choose. You are the only one that can define your success. In an article written by Missy Yo, she states that success comes in many different forms. Success is always doing your best. Success is having a place to call home. Success is believing you can. Success is overcoming fear. Success is learning something new every day. Success is standing your ground when you believe in something. Success is never giving up. And success is understanding that you control your own destiny. You have found success at Somersworth High School, and I have no doubts that you will continue to find success. Congratulations on earning your high school diploma. That diploma allows you to open doors to your next opportunity. Look forward, be brave, take a risk, and seize every opportunity in front of you. In closing, I would like to thank the students for everything that you've brought to Somersworth High School, and I wish you all the best as you move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Godomsky. It is now my privilege to introduce the Somersworth High School and Career Technical Center Choir, who will perform a recording of Some Nights by Fun.
Some nights I stay up, cashing in my bad luck. Some nights I call it a draw. Some nights I wish that my legs could build a castle. Some nights I wish they'd just fall off. But I still wake up, I still see your cross. Oh Lord, I'm still not sure what I stand for. Oh, what do I stand for? What do I stand for? Most nights I don't know anymore.
Wash my hands of that for this? I miss my mom and dad for this? No. When I see stars, it's all they are. When I hear a song, they sound like this one, so come on.
Thank you, students, for that wonderful rendition. I will now introduce the class of 2020 Salutatorian, Amelia Zhang.
I started here in Somersworth when I was 3 years old. I went to Head Start, then elementary school, middle school, and eventually high school. Through this time, it was pretty clear that I was different. I spoke another language at home. I had to stay at my parents' restaurant after school. I didn't speak English that well. As I got older, the worries started to increase. What do people think of my identity? Why are there Chinese stereotypes? And what do they think of my no-brand clothing? In high school, everyone struggles to fit in. Am I with the smart group, the athletic group, the artistic group? Where do I belong? I struggled with finding myself through my childhood. And because I didn't know how to speak out, I became that quiet girl sitting in the back of the class, digging her nose in those books. High school is where it happened. In this 4-year journey to adulthood, I didn't want to be that person anymore. I realized that I have things to say and I deserve to be heard. For all those teachers whom I had for classes and for whom I have made a personal connection, I thank you. Thank you for taking care of me. Thank you for seeing my potential when I didn't. And thank you for always making me feel belonged in class and at school as a whole. So what about the students at Somersworth High School? Well, they became my family. I have become so close to many of you this year. I wish I had the heart to reach out before, but better now than never. You guys changed my world. You offered me a home outside my comfort zone. Your strong words of life lessons and motivations for me and other students are so inspiring. You all have taught me that being different doesn't mean that you don't belong, and that there are many people that are willing to listen, and that you are not alone. One of the most important life lessons that I have learned is that we are all struggling with something in our lives. The problem may not be the same. We are together in the fight. Over the years, I have witnessed others feeling that they don't belong anywhere or having a bad experience that they feel no one understands. Those people are here today, and I want to say that you do belong, that our family is willing to listen to your struggles, and that there is someone who understands exactly what you are going through. As F. Scott Fitzgerald said, your longings are universal longings, and you are not alone. You belong. If coronavirus has taught us anything this year, not only that human interaction should not be taken for granted, and that school is so important, it has taught us that we are one human race. It doesn't matter what gender, race, ethnicity, or sexual orientation you are. We all have been affected by this virus. We are more similar than we are different because we are human and we all want to be together. Neil Gaiman once said, "Fairy tales are more than true, not because they tell us that dragons exist, but because they tell us that dragons can be beaten." As we struggle, we're going to get through this together, because our class is always taking care of each other. Thank you again for making me feel like I belong. Thank you for always being there for me. You all have made a difference in my life, and though I still struggle with being myself and saying how I feel, I know that we'll all here for each other right now and in the future, wherever that may be. Words cannot describe how grateful I am to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Amelia. Please welcome Dylan Zinkovich, Class of 2020 President.
Sorry, Mr. Penley, but I was never a big fan of math class. As one who has emerged into the arts, I find that it can be restrictive. You are taught a process that must be followed in order to find the answer to a problem. To me, math is too systematic and limited in creativity. Despite displeasure, I was mostly successful in learning the content and did discover that, like math, life is oftentimes a series of patterns. We wake up, we go to school, we work, we earn our diploma, we work, do some more school, work, retire, and then we die. However, life cannot be defined as a series of equations, and the outcome is in constant motion and rarely predictable. So, unlike math, not following the outline process does not mean that you will not get the outcome or answer you were seeking. Just because this system is rooted into our developing brains does not mean that you need to follow it. My fellow graduates, as we head into this new chapter of our life, I urge you to consider this system and evaluate what makes you happy. If you're unsure about what you're doing next year, which I'm sure almost all of us are, take a step back and look at the world with a mindset of only seeking happiness rather than financial success. You'll start to see that the minor inconveniences that you encounter in your daily life don't really matter. You'll find that you're a whole lot stronger than you think, and it's okay to change your mind about your dreams, and it's okay to seek happiness. Class of 2020. It's okay if you're not in the top 10, and it's okay if you can't afford the newest iPhone or if you still don't have your driver's license. That's not what life's about. Life's about becoming an individual and proving anyone who doubts you wrong against all odds and creating a world around yourself and those who you care about where you can thrive. At Somersworth High School, we see this equation of life being played out every day right in front of us. Order to follow this boring way of life goes from the federal government to local government, to school systems, to the principal, to teachers, to classrooms, and is driven into the young minds of the future of the world. This equation has led to hundreds of years of prosperity in our nation, yet those teachers that deliver you the messages to follow are also delivering you messages to lead, change, and impact those around you. There's lots of evil in this world, but there's far more good. Teaching can be a thankless job, and I want to thank the teachers who believe in us and deliver messages of hope every single day. But with any system of society, similar to a building, you need a foundation to prevent the collapse of the shining peak. In our school systems, I see the working custodial staff, facility workers, and lunch staff holding our system up and believing in us just like our teachers to thrive. If our janitors and custodians didn't work as hard as they do to keep our schools safe and clean, I have no doubt that we would not be in the position where we are right now to follow our dreams. After the cafeteria is ridden with lunch every day, I see Wayne work for hours on end to make that room spotless. When I needed help setting up an event after school, Bob had my back to unlock all the classrooms, and so did Scott. When I was at school rehearsing with the jazz ensemble late at night, Lee would be there, still working hard to keep our beloved music hallway clean and healthy. That smile from any janitor in the hall would always make my day just a little bit better. During these difficult times where public health is a crisis especially, I want to thank the Somersworth High School and Somersworth School District custodial staff for all you do. Thank you. Class of 2020. Since the day we all understood the math required to calculate the year that we would graduate in elementary school, I think we all had the same thought. Wow, 2020 is a cool year to graduate because there are two 20s next to each other, and it's fun to say. 2020. We had no idea it would be this hard. Senior events stripped away, a non-traditional graduation, and we have yet to experience that second semester senior year feeling where we own that school. Just because life is changing around us does not mean that we should discredit our achievements from the past 13 years of our lives. You've grown from an uneducated child to a full-fledged adult ready to take on this world. Today, I encourage you to celebrate that achievement rather than your academic achievements. Celebrate the relationships you made along the way and the mentors who you'll cherish for the rest of your life. Celebrate the people who supported you every step of the way and love them during these final months of your childhood. Class of 2020, this is it right now. When we had all of our events stripped away, I'm sure you all felt hopeless just like I did. Like you wish you could have known that it would be the last time you stepped foot into SHS, onto the baseball field, or onto the track. From this experience of graduating during a pandemic, I believe that we have been morphed into the strongest group of humans this world has ever seen. Treat every moment as if it's your last. Do not seek closure, seek happiness. Spend time with those who truly love you and pursue your absolute dreams and stop for nothing and no one. Love everyone with the same amount of love you'd want no matter who they are or where they came from. We're the future of the world and the universe, and we earn that title, so let's make it count. During these extremely troubling times, I would like to thank the administration, teachers, and everyone who contributed to putting together this alternative ceremony. Rescheduling life-changing events is a daunting task, and thank you for handling the situation appropriately. I want to thank my mom for asking me every day what the status is on graduation and getting me these cool socks that have her face on them. And I want to thank my dad for pushing me to pursue my musical dreams. And lastly, and most of all, I want to thank the 2020 class officers and Miss Buxbaum. Working with you all has been a hoot for these past years, and I'll never forget any of you. Class of 2020, thank you for truly the best years of my life, and I'll never forget that either. We have been and always will be the class that's just here for a good time. Thank you.
Thank you, Dylan. And finally, it is with great pride that I introduce Savannah Melo, your class of 2020 valedictorian.
Years ago, if you would have told me I was going to deliver a graduation speech, I was so shy I probably would have never believed that capability within myself. Now, if you had also said this speech would be delivered in the midst of a pandemic, chances are I would have told you you were a little crazy. However, something you could say at any point in time that is perfectly sane is how close the Somersworth community is. During this time especially, we have witnessed how everyone can pool their resources together to offer immense support to the community. I would like to take a moment to express my gratitude to Somersworth, the first responders, the teachers, the people working the front lines, the people practicing social distancing, and the graduating class of 2020. Because of all of your efforts, I have the comfort and honor to be up here on this stage today. For those of you who may not know me very well, I live in a household of 11 people. To say the least, every day in quarantine is a new adventure for us. Each day, I learn new quirks about my siblings, how far everyone's patience goes, and the creativity that comes as a result of extreme boredom. We've had our fair share of difficult times recently, and sometimes things feel as if they'll never get better. I'm sure many of you listening have shared similar experiences. One thing I've noticed, however, is that my family is always there to offer support. I hope your families, loved ones, and friends give you faith for a brighter future, because we, the class of 2020, are soon going to have the world in our hands, expecting us to help. We are witnessing an era of vulnerability. However, we can use it to bring out the strength within ourselves. Whether you volunteer, use your right to vote, support a local business, chase your dream career, start a family, create some art, or join the armed forces, I hope you can find the importance of the decisions you make each day, because they truly do make a difference. I, for one, like to believe the world is much brighter when everyone is happily following their passions. So if you are here looking for the one thing to take away from this speech, is to do what makes you happy while surrounded by those you love. Nothing will be the same once this pandemic is over, except for one thing. No matter where we end up after these uncertain times, we, the SHS class of 2020, will still be a family. We will still cherish the close times we shared in the halls of Somersworth High, the times we showed endless care and support for one another. The iconic moment we broke the tug-of-war rope at the Spirit Rally, the countless basketball games we attended, our junior prom, and today at graduation. The SHS class of 2020 has such an unbreakable bond, not even the coronavirus could stop us from staying in touch. Although we are parting in an unexpected way and entering an uncertain future, we are Hilltoppers at heart, and that will never change. Thank you.
Thank you, Savannah. And congratulations, students, on all that you have accomplished. At this time, our SHS choir will present a recorded rendition of An Irish Blessing by Joyce Eilers.
May the road rise up to me, may the wind be always at your cataract, may the sun shine warm upon your face, the rain fall soft upon your fields, and until we meet again, and until we meet again, may the God that loves us all hold you in the palm of His hand.
Thank you, students. At this time, I am thrilled to present your class of 2020 commencement speaker, Mr. James Lampron.
Good morning. It's an absolute honor to be here. I'm humbled and honored to be the guest speaker for the graduating class of 2020. I've done research on graduation speeches. I have 7 seconds for you to determine whether or not you like me. I have 30 seconds for you to determine whether or not you're going to listen to what I have to say. So I've got to get to it. I've divided my speech into 4 parts. The process of writing this speech, do you remember memories, some advice, and congratulations in closing. Part 1, the process of writing this speech. In early March, I received an email from Aaliyah Bovair, who was representing the class officers, asking me to be the guest speaker. Before responding to her email, I took time to think about why you chose me. To myself, I wondered, is it because I'm a savage? Was it because I'm classy, sassy, or moody? I didn't know what was happening. What was happening? After this internal dialogue, I responded to Aaliyah's email, letting her know I would consider it a privilege and an absolute honor to be the guest speaker. It became my mission to write a memorable speech for a memorable group of students. So this week, I did what all great writers and speakers do. I watched TikTok in the bathroom for 25 minutes daily, then watched 75 hours of graduation speeches on YouTube. I was looking for inspiration, looking for the just right words to describe the impact that this class has had on me. After many hours of modifying other speeches to make my own, I came up with a speech that I just wasn't happy with. I ripped it up and started all over. And by ripped it up, I mean selected all text and deleted from my screen. I needed the speech to be my own, to be authentic. I stayed up all night, Tuesday, and came up with what I'm reading you now. Part 2, do you remember memories? For this graduating class, I have a unique perspective in history. For those of you who don't know, I was a physical education teacher in Somersworth for 10 years, of which I enjoyed every minute. My experiences with these graduating seniors is strangely unique because I was your teacher throughout elementary school, then again in high school. For some, I was your teacher at Hilltop, where we took a bus to the works where we held our classes. For some, I was your teacher at the brand new Idlehurst School, where students from Hilltop and Maplewood came together. Then, I came back to teach you all again as freshmen in high school. That's the long-winded version of I've been with you through the dab, Gangnam Style, the whippin' nay-nay, and the floss. I'd like to share a few personal do you remember memories from those times. Do you remember at Idlehurst we always did our version of the NFL Combine, the Idlehurst Combine? One of our events was the 30-yard dash because we didn't have enough room to time the 40 like they do in the NFL, so we timed the 30. Students started at one corner of the gym between two cones, then on my stopwatch, sprinted as fast as they could to the opposite corner. I don't know if you remember this, but Abby Gould was so fast, possibly the fastest student in Idlehurst history. She was ridiculous. Do you remember at Idlehurst when students finished lunch, they had the option to leave the caf to come to the gym while waiting for recess to start? It started off with Brendan, Jason, and Matthew playing catch, then more and more students started to join. By the end of the semester, we had to cap the number of students leaving because students were leaving too fast or not leaving at all or not eating at all so they could get to the gym to join our touch football games. Do you remember Jada, Angelina, and Isabel doing that dance they made up to the song Dynamite by Teo Cruz in the gym? They taught it to me, and it's still my go-to move at weddings and dances. Do you remember Ethan and Jacob doing whatever they needed to do to make their token end-of-the-day appearance in the Idlehurst gym? I don't know how they made it happen, but it became routine, and it was always fun to have those guys around. Do you remember how much of a beast Christian was at flag tag? He may have graduated undefeated. Do you remember as a freshman playing the football throwing frame game? We stood 20-ish feet apart and played catch with a football. If the ball was caught in front of your face, it counted as 2 points. If it was caught between your neck and waist, it was worth 1. I remember versing so many students, especially Anthony Solari and Jason Tardif, all so determined to beat me. Do you remember the time the other coach Lampron dropped a fly ball and it hit him in the nose? We learned our lesson to let Cam, Kobe, Dave, and Gage, the vacuums, handle the fielding. I felt horrible when it happened, but if you were on that baseball team and at that practice, you remember that. Getting to see each of you grow up and mature from students in elementary school to high school students was really exciting to see and be a part of. Part 3, advice. As I've aged, made mistakes, and gained life experiences, I continue to try to learn along the way. Here's some advice that you can think about, and maybe when we meet up years down the road, we can compare life notes and stories. Don't feel guilty if you don't know what you're going to do with your life. You've got time, and it's okay. Tell your parents thank you and I love you. Don't be embarrassed to spend time with them. You never know when they're going to be gone, and when they are, the opportunity to spend the time and tell them those words will be missed. Be a celebrator, not a hater. It feels good to be happy for others. Be a person who lifts people up and makes them feel good about themselves, not the other way around. Stay away from people who use negativity and hate as their platform. It can be contagious. Don't let it become your platform. Positivity and love are also contagious. Be a celebrator, not a hater. Think before you press send. Think about the type of impact your words will have on others. Life is full of opportunity, and what you believe is what you'll create. Believe in yourself. There's always a silver lining. It's not always easy to find it, but if you look hard enough, it's there. Part 4. Congrats in closing. Before I close, I'd like to say congratulations to Mr. Hilliard and the Somersworth Middle School staff. For those of you who don't know, they were announced as the 2019 New Hampshire Middle School of the Year, and that doesn't happen without the efforts of this graduating class and you trailblazing and leading the way, enabling great things to follow. I'd also like to congratulate Mrs. Hersey and the Idlehurst staff. You may remember her as the assistant principal from Idlehurst. She's now the principal, and Mrs. Hersey was just named the New Hampshire 2020 Principal of the Year. For all of you Idlehurst alumni, that award doesn't happen without the experience gained from this graduating class. Great things are happening in this community. Be proud of where you're from. Be proud of your accomplishments. Thank you for awarding me the opportunity to speak today. Thank you for all of the individual moments. Class of 2020, congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Lampron. I will now welcome our CTE Director, Caitlin Carrington, and our Dean of Students, Christina Smith, who will recognize a few of our outstanding seniors for 2 special awards.
The Dr. Harold Adams Award is given yearly to the student exhibited the greatest all-around progress during the past school year. The progress is measured through scholastic achievement, service, and character. This award is presented to Meredith Marquis.
The Jacqueline Furlan Memorial Award is given in memory of Mrs. Furlan, a Latin teacher at Somersworth High School. This is awarded to a senior who most exemplifies the qualities of warmth, sincerity, sense of humor, enthusiasm, positive attitude, school spirit, and genuine interest in others. This award was presented to Emily Furland.
Congratulations to those students and all members of the class of 2020 who have worked so hard to be here today. At this time, we will begin preparations for our conferral of diplomas. Seniors and senior families, please note your arrival times and be sure to check in at St. Martin's Church.
Before we begin conferring diplomas, I want to take a moment to recognize a few people for their hard work and dedication in putting this event together. Mr. Bill Rogers and Mr. Nate Pridham for providing video and sound and for helping to make the end of the year so special for the class of 2020. Ms. Allison Brookstein for her work at the class of 2020 advisor. Mrs. Chrissy O'Brien, Donna Roberson, and Melanie Simpson-Benoit for the tremendous job they did behind the scenes, organizing our efforts and making sure that every student knew exactly what they needed for their day. Superintendent Vadonsky, Assistant Superintendent Lane, and the Somersworth School District School Board for their guidance and support. And last but certainly not least, all members of the Senior Strong Committee, who over the past 2 months have donated a great deal of time, effort, and energy in helping to put this together. In addition, it has been a tradition at Somersworth High School to recognize the 2 highest achieving members of our junior class as graduation marshals. This year, our junior marshals, who are currently number 1 and number 2 in the class of 2021 are Thomas Fuller and Skylar Fox. At this point, we will begin our confer with the Congress. I will call the name of the class of 2020 president, who, along with his vice president, will announce each graduating senior. Dan Robert Hilliard.
Can I get audio? Welcome, Group B. So in a minute here, we're going to start calling your names. Please make sure you're listening to the instructions of all personnel as you go through the process. Students, you are going to walk down through the gauntlet, and parents and families, you are going to walk to Mrs. Smith and then around the back of the stage. So we're going to start right about now.
Brogan Joseph Bonsaint. Lucas Jaden Boyd. Bree Ann Bridges. Tyler Britton.
She's going down.
Congratulations. And we'll see you next year, right? You go this way, please. Sorry. Whoever goes that way. You go this way.
Michaela M. Brown.
This thing isn't standing up. Yeah, you can hold it. I'm gonna hold it? Or like lean it, maybe. Like this? Or you can lean it against the...
Jared Logan Brownell.
This isn't working.
Allison, move down to this side. Congratulations. Congratulations. You have a second.
The whole thing? Over there.
Side out of the way.
Right back.
Caitlin Mackenzie Camarado.
Good job, Caitlin.
Zafira Verica Chandra.
Where you are right now?
Isabella Chan. Nathan Alexander Chick. Brianna Lynn Connolly.
Welcome, Group C. So in just a minute here, we are going to get started, and I just have a few announcements. So one, if you could just please listen to the people who are working, the faculty, staff. There are some very specific directions, just places to go and ways to move through this. Students, after you get your diploma, you're going to walk across the stage, and your families are going to take pictures, and then you're going to walk by faculty, staff down through the gauntlet. Parents and families, if you could at that point walk around back to the stage and to the car, that would be great. So let's take our places and we'll get started.
There it is. Connor George Cassette. What's up, Connor? Jacob Bruce Cassette. Jacob. Congrats. Smart guy. Giovanni Damo. Hey, Gio. Good job, dude. Congrats.
Just to make sure it's there, right? Congratulations, Gio.
Justin Michael DePrado. Good job, Justin. I know. Mamadou Salau Diallo. Good job, Mamadou. Congrats.
I'm starting to tear up.
I know.
I'm starting to tear up.
I know, me too.
I'm crying right now.
Farah Valeska Donlin. What's up, Farah? Congrats. Oh my God, there's. Sierra Allison Dow. Good job, Sierra. Congrats.
Regan Alicia DeRozier. Congrats. Emily Marie Furlan. Yeah. Cameron William Frank. Good job, Cam. Okay, so
You gotta remember too, the last group is larger by about 5 people, and there's one other student that I'm gonna call after just for you. Welcome, Group D. In just a minute or two, we're going to get started with the conferral of your diplomas. I just have a couple quick announcements. As you can see, we have a pretty specific process here. So please just make sure to listen to the faculty staff as you move through each of the stages. And students, once you're done here, you're going to walk through our faculty staff out in the gauntlet before returning to your cars. And they've been out here for a little while now, so I'm sure they're ready to greet you.
Kayla Elizabeth Frazier. Gage Thomas Gagney. Alexander J. Guttrow. Bianca Paloma German. Jordan Tyler Gervais. Abigail Joanna Gould. Jackson James Grevich. Kai Gilmet. Caitlin Alexandrine Halliday. Jacob Matthew Hamilton.
Students, after you get your diploma, there's a blue X on the stage here. So you're going to look at your families, you're going to take a photo, and then you're going to come around the stage and walk through the gauntlet. So our faculty and staff, they give a little wave. They've been waiting here all day for you. So without further ado here, we're going to go ahead and get started.
Layla Elizabeth Hilscher Gaffney. Whoa. He is here?
Yep.
Awesome.
Denzel is here.
Awesome. You got him after Ethan? Joshua Lance Hilliard. Congrats, Josh. Nice job. Peter. Peter.
I love you. I'll see you on that side.
Peter Andrew Howard. Peter. Nice job, dude. Samantha A. Ives. Congrats. Maxwell B. Jerem. Congrats, Max. Nice job. Oh, that's cool. Nathaniel Corey Jerem. Good job, man. Congrats. Ethan Michael Johnson. Nice job, man. Nice cap. Genzel Ezier Kimani Kengethe. Congrats, man. Nice job. Nice job. Kylie Kongsuvankam. Good job, Kylie. Yo, is that money? Is that money? Yeah. Colby Paul Labonte. Good job, Colby. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Colby. Welcome, Group F. We are so excited to have you here with us this afternoon.
Savannah Marie Malo. It's all good. Stephen Andrew McKinney. Congratulations. Garrett Cole McMahon. Brandon David Mercier. Congratulations, Brandon. Luke David Monosmith. Anthony Joseph Montoya. Colby Michael Morgan. Oh, you look fly. You look fly. Ryan P. Nichols.
Yeah, Ryan.
Congratulations, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan. Woo.
Trinity Ray Ann Nugent. Lena Hartley Osborne. Congratulations, Lena.
Welcome, Group G.
Colin Ryan Peralt. Congrats, Colin. Caitlin Lee Peralt. Congrats, Caitlin. Anastasia Marie Platnick. Congrats, Anna. Nice job. Thanks. Jada Marie Pernopoulos Taylor. Congrats, Jada. Nice job. Isabel Pushler. Congrats, Izzy. Tiffany Amber Putney. Congrats, Tiffany. Kaylee Lynn Ross. Congrats, Kaylee. Novia Siagian. Nice job, Nov. Congrats. Alexis Abriana Smith. Congratulations. Anthony Giovanni Solari. Congrats, Anthony. Good job. Lida Marassi Som. Marassi.
Yeah, Marassi.
Good job, man. Congratulations. Woo! Yeah. Congrats, man.
Michelle Tasha Lumenkewas. Congratulations, Michelle. Jordan Marie Richmond. Hey, Jordan.
Hi.
Congratulations, Jordan.
Good job, Jordan. Congratulations.
Here's the diploma. Ready? You're going to turn this way. Can I put it right here for a second? Yep. Put this on. You can take pictures without your mother. Can you hold that? Of course you do. Come on, Jordan. Almost there.
God damn it, Hodson.
Hudson was another dog in.
This makes my heart warm. Natasha Ann Starr. Congrats, Tasha.
Oh no.
D'Artagnan A. Stein. Jillian R. Stein. Timothy Tobias Sabroto. Yeah, Tim, take your mask off. Take your mask off. Ileana Telusma. Congrats, Ileana. Logan Prescott Tebow. Congrats, Logan. James Daniel Turner. Ooh, I love the pants. Congratulations, James. Matthew Connor Vino. Congratulations, Matt. Colby Joseph Walsh.
Yeah.
Congrats, Walshy. Travis B. Wright Jr. Go ahead. Congrats, man. Amelia Zhang. Congrats, Amelia. Matthew Mahadio. Congrats, Mahadio. Congratulations, man. Show off that ring. Angelina Felicia Amanda Oro. Congrats, Finn. Jason Roland Suwu. Congrats, Jason.
We have one more graduating senior, Jason Tardif, who could not be here to receive his diploma as he is currently completing U.S. Marine Corps basic training in Parris Island, South Carolina. In just a few minutes, we will continue with the conferral of diplomas with the moving of the tassel. I invite Group H to stay here for the turning of the tassel, and you can remain either in your cars or in socially distanced spaces along the road. I would like to thank all of you for your participation in today's conferral. At this time, I would ask all members of the class of 2020, wherever you are, to please stand and welcome Class President Dylan Zinkovich for the turning of the tassel.
Traditionally, the moving of the tassel at graduation is called the turning of the tassel. It symbolizes one's transition from candidate to graduate. Standard protocol in United States graduation ceremonies dictates that the tassel be worn on the right side of one's mortarboard during commencement and then thereafter, after the ceremony, move to the left side. Class of 2020, please join me on the count of 3 to turn your tassel to the left side. 1, 2, 3. Additionally, we would like to do one more thing. We have some gifts for our amazing class advisor, Ms. Buxbaum. We got her some flowers and a ukulele because she loves ukulele so much. There we go. And then I can't help you, sorry. Thank you and congratulations.
It is now my great pleasure to introduce to you officially the Somersworth High School and Career Technical Center Class of 2020. That concludes today's event. Thank you for your participation, and I wish you a safe, healthy, and happy summer.